You're listening to WSTU Stewart.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
It is 6:08 at WPSL 1590, the talk of the Treasure Coast, and WSTU 1450 in Stewart, Florida. A simulcast of Small Biz Florida with Tom Kindred.
Thank you, sir, and welcome to another segment and installment of Small Biz Florida, the podcast and broadcast. It's all things business across the Treasure Coast and the entire state of Florida. Small Biz Florida is brought to you by the Florida Small Business Development Center Network, and was produced by the Florida FSBDC right here at Indian River State College. Small Biz Florida is designed and produced to highlight and promote business assistance resources, celebrate entrepreneurial success, present best practices, and most importantly, provide timely business information for Florida's small business owners and operators. I am Tom Kindred, and I serve as the Regional Director of the Florida SBDC at IRSC. Our mission is simple and clear for this show. Make sure that small business owners are aware of all of the powerful business assistance programs available here at Indian River State College to help them start, grow, and succeed. So, Greg, how are you this evening?
Doing well.
Everything's all right here at WPSL
Yeah,
and WSTU. And
working on our college schedule as we speak.
Yes, I always appreciate WSTU 1450. You carry the Gators, and it was a big day for me last Saturday. I listened to the second half of the game on 1450 as we were headed up the road. So
Yeah, it's not a nice little college in a small town.
yeah, you know,
Not quite the status of a UCLA or USC. But,
or IRSC, but yeah,
or IRSC, yes. Should have mentioned that first.
That's right.
Oh,
we are the Aspen Award winners.
I didn't know that.
Yes, we are.
Wow.
We're the number one college in the country.
Best kept secret in the world.
That's right. But as a Gator, it's always a big day when you can play and defeat the Georgia Bulldogs. So
Yes.
big day. So I always appreciate you carrying our game. So keep renewing that contract.
Yep, Gator basketball coming up soon.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, good. Are we Pioneer Sports are up and running? I guess we're going to try.
Yeah, more than try. I mean,
Okay.
come January, everything kicks in.
Okay.
I mean, we're all together.
Okay.
Volleyball will kick in. Of course, basketball, both men and women. We'll have both men and women on WPSL. Maybe some selected games on STU as well. And then we will share our airwaves with, for the first time, Notre Dame and Florida State. So, yeah, it's going to be a very busy college basketball.
All right. Well, good. So, and we can get all that on either WPSL or WSTU.
That
One
is
of the two.
correct.
All
Yep.
right. Nice. And you'll be right here all day in the studio pushing buttons.
No.
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 Got all that computerized? It's all.
But I've got my screen and stuff, so I
good.
will be prepared to travel with the ladies and the guys.
Well, good.
Yeah.
It's. I'm telling you, we continue to remain busy at the SBDC. Got all kinds of things going on. As I've talked the last couple of segments and episodes of Small Biz Florida here, we are very much engaged with Indian River County, Helene Castletine, and Indian River County in helping them review and distribute grant funding. In Indian River County, we are also very engaged with Pete Tesh and the St. Lucie County EDC and St. Lucie County. We had Alfonso on the show a couple of weeks ago. So we're very engaged with St. Lucie County in the same type of work. Collecting, reviewing, and distributing grant funds for both of those counties. There is still money available in both of those counties. So I encourage you, if you are an Indian River County located or St. Lucie County located business, I would encourage you to go to the website, stlucierecovers.org. Find out what's going on, or you can call us at the SBDC, and we will point you in the right direction to review and look at those grants and see if you're qualified to apply for one of those grants.
That sounds great. How's the lady in Okeechobee doing with her grants?
It's a good question, and I should have an answer to that, which I don't. I do believe that they may have exhausted their funds. They may be done in Okeechobee, but they did service an awful lot of businesses. Okeechobee County did, as the other 3 counties did, they did carve off some of their CARES Act money and created small business grants and did some great work in Okeechobee. But don't take my word for it. You can always call the county and find out if they are still taking applications, but I think they may have closed the application process over there. I think. So
when we kick off year 6, we need to start hopping around to various campuses like we did before.
That's right. We did the big tour.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's right. So I'll get the tour bus again. My 78 Pontiac Bonneville will get the tour bus.
There you go.
And we will. You're right. We need to do the tour again and go hit all the campuses. We did. We had a lot of fun. We went to every single one of them.
Well, your provosts are incredible.
Yeah, good people.
Absolutely incredible.
Yep. And they're all still there, so it'd be great. We really should do that again. It's a good. I will tell Katie to put that on the to-do list. Crank up the tour bus. We've got some things coming up. We are getting close to the end of the year, but we do still have some things coming up. We're still promoting our Ice House Entrepreneurship Program, which we're kind of targeting the Lincoln Park business community. Ice House is a very unique entrepreneurship program that's designed to inspire and engage participants in the fundamental aspects of an entrepreneurial mindset. We're going to conduct that training over at our Blackburn Center, which is located on Avenue D. And so, excellent program. I would encourage folks that are thinking about starting a business or have some entrepreneurial thoughts or some business ideas. It's going to be a great program. I would encourage you to get in touch with us, and we'll talk to you about how to get engaged in that entrepreneurship program.
Now, are the Franciscans involved in that at all?
No, that's us.
Something
That's
different.
the SBDC and the
Cool.
college and CCTI really putting on that entrepreneurship program.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Bob's got a couple of classes that are going to run before we take our Christmas break. We've got Excel Advanced, excellent program, and our longtime Microsoft Office instructor has now retired from the school system. So we've got him all day, every day. So got a lot of classes going on in Microsoft Office. Got Excel, Word.
What's Excel?
That's right. What's Excel? If you have to ask, we'll start you at Business 101 with the SBDC.
You can help me turn my computer on.
We've got our standout CCTI business consultant, Susan Klein, has another round of Partners in Prosperity, our program. It's the Institute for Nonprofit Excellence. We partner with Center State Bank on this program. It's 6 days of business training specifically for nonprofits. It's an unbelievable opportunity. Center State really kind of covers the cost for us. I think there's a minimum $25 fee to be involved. And let me tell you, this program sells out quick. We fill every seat very quickly. I would encourage you, if you're interested in this program, to get on our website, the IRSCbiz.com site, click on that events calendar icon and go to the schedule and register for this. It is designed specifically for nonprofit groups. Take advantage of this unique opportunity for nonprofit leaders to enhance their leadership skills. Center State Bank is offering this no-cost training program to nonprofit leaders, managers, directors, and supervisors from the Treasure Coast who are seeking to improve their management abilities.
So is that main campus?
That is on main campus.
Okay.
We're also going to run a round of this, I believe, next year in Okeechobee.
Great.
And then we've got a very interesting and innovative program, a webinar coming up on next Thursday, November the 19th. We've got an Opportunity Zone webinar coming up. Opportunity Zones are a very unique new investment tool They were created by the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Opportunity zones are an important economic development tool that allows investors to receive tax relief when they put their money into qualified projects in certain designated economically distressed areas. There's 420.
This radio station is economically distressed.
Yes, WPSL is an opportunity zone. Yes, right here. You heard it here first. Get in on the action now. There are 427 designated opportunity zones in Florida designed to stimulate business investment and spur economic development. A number of these opportunity zones are located along the Treasure Coast. The benefits of these investments are supercharged by the favorable tax treatment of the capital gains. So that is going to be a very intense and informative webinar that will take place next Thursday, the 19th, from 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock, 4 hours. We are also partnering with our good friends at Dean Mead. Michael Minton, a partner with the law firm of Dean Mead, will provide us kind of a local perspective.
Great.
On what's going on in terms of opportunity zones right here in our region. So excellent opportunity for you to get up to speed on opportunity zones. Our good friends at Madison Street Strategies up in Pensacola, who are specialists in opportunity zones, will be kind of leading the presentation along with our good friend Michael Minton.
And speaking of Pensacola,
Sir?
for all of our listeners in that central time zone in Pensacola, that will be, let's see, 1 o'clock, that would be 12 noon their time, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
Cool.
12 noon. And finally, as I've said the last couple of segments of Small Biz Florida, don't forget the latest issue of Treasure Coast Business is out. And lots of good articles there about what's happening across our marketplace. So this evening, I happen to have two of the hardest working gentlemen at Indian River State College. I'm telling you, these two guys are doing great work. One is doing great work for the college in terms of career and transfer services for our students and for our business. We've got with us this evening Dr. Calvin Williams. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back and looking forward to talking with you.
Yes, sir. And the other is Mr. John Coleman, who serves as a Florida Small Business Development Center CARES Act consultant. He is one of the subject matter experts and individual who has incredible and remarkable business acumen that we have brought in to the team at the Florida SBDC at IRSC to help us increase our consulting capacity so we can get to more businesses quicker out there in the marketplace and help them develop some strategies to work their way through this COVID issue. I'd like to welcome to the show Mr. John Coleman. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And I'm telling you, both of these gentlemen, like I say, when I say hardest working guys at IRSC, I'm not kidding. We'll get to both, and I'll tell you all the things they're doing. But we'll start with Dr. Williams. I want to talk a little bit about, you've been with us before. We kind of talked about career and transfer services. Mm-hmm. But so kind of give us an update, because you're kind of now, you've kind of shifted this thing into fourth gear, and you're off and running now.
I think the first time I was here, again, thank you for bringing me back and promoting career and transfer services. We're doing some really great work. First time we were just kind of talking about things we wanted to do. Now we've actually got some things in play where we're doing virtual career fairs. We had our first virtual grad school fair, first virtual career fair. Great experience for our students, great experience for our employers. We've actually put virtual platforms in place. We're doing virtual career chats. We used to call them info sessions, but we found out the students didn't like that term, so we're doing career chats with them. So that's every Monday, 11:30 to 12:30, they can pop in. We've got a lot of transfer service workshops. A lot of the schools, FAU, FIU, FAMU, they've logged in and they're doing Zoom workshops with our students to give them information about their schools and their programs. And we're just rocking and rolling, connecting employers with our talented students however we need to.
Yeah, so give it. Go ahead.
That's amazing. You know, as bad as COVID has been, I mean, you think about these colleges reaching out to you through Zoom, you know, and exposing our students to their campus. I think that's great.
Yeah, I would say, and I have to be careful how I say it because, COVID has done some things to the world in 2020. But what it's actually done in my world is kind of made us get smarter because some of the things that we do virtually, if you imagine a recruiter from California, when he reached out to me and said, hey, I can recruit your students through this virtual platform. I don't have to get on a plane. I don't have to get a hotel, rent a car, feed my staff, and I still get your talent. Yes, sign me up. So it's made a lot of people rethink how we do business. And even once we come back, imagine you could recruit a student from California through a virtual platform and still get FaceTime with them, video one-on-one appointments. So it's working. So we're getting smarter with this. And we don't want to say the new normal. I think we just think this is normal now.
Right. Just quickly tell us career and transfer services. It's a, it's a big title, but you're doing some very common sense, simple things for both employers and students. Talk about the mission and the role of the career and transfer services.
The overarching mission role is for us to help students find what they want. When I start writing notes, I put down dream job or dream school. So we're in the business of helping students get prepared. The term we're using now is career ready. So if you're going to Florida, you need to get ready to transfer to Florida. If you're going to work, you need to get ready to go to work. So the overarching mission is to help our students find their dream school, dream job, and get them prepared to network and interview for those.
Right. And then talk to us a little bit about the employer side of this program. How do you help the business marketplace out there?
I would say the easiest thing we do is provide them with a platform. Everybody always talks about Indeed and other areas, but we have our own career job database, and that's free for employers to use. So I basically chase employers that, hey, if you're going to post a job, post it with us. And then the next thing is my office is responsible for helping that employer. I can't make someone work for them, but if an employer posts with us, I can put that job posting, we call it hot jobs, in the hands of students, in the hands of faculty, in the hands of the deans or alums, and say, hey, this is something that you probably fits you, and then it's up to the student to actually apply and go for it. But we provide employers with a one-stop shop. You post it with us, we'll advertise it for you, we'll follow up, we'll chase faculty to help you get what you're looking for.
Yeah, and I don't want to steal the thunder of maybe an upcoming show, but I am going to tell a great story that happened just this week, just a quick story. But we had a client, an SBDC client, who needed an employee, a very specific employee, a specific skill set, a degreed individual, and that employer, we connected that employer to your office.
Yep.
You posted the position, connected some students.
Mm-hmm.
They arranged interviews and hired one of those students. I mean, incredible success story. I mean, within
a week.
Within a week, I bet it was within 48 hours.
Yeah, I would say it was no more than 3 days.
Wow.
Now, as far as the hiring, but as far as what they put into the system, hey, we need help. We sent it to students, and we also sent it to faculty he was really excited, and that faculty member said, I'll put it in my students' hands, and the rest is history. So It can be that quick.
I know. And, of course, I took full credit for it.
You should. Because you're promoting what we're doing and sending folks our way. So I'll give you all the credit as long as our students go to work.
That's right.
Tom, there may be hope for you.
That's right. That's right. We may be able to find a job if we work long enough with Dr. Williams. No, it was just a great system, and it worked exactly how it was supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, exactly how it was supposed to work. And IRSC has incredible students coming out with degrees, with skills, with experience. And we talk often about the School of Business and all the kind of real world experience that the students get prior to graduating through DECA and various other, internships and the capstone projects. And so anyway, it's a great story, and I can't wait to promote it, through some other channels, because it really was, it just was straightforward, simple, and it worked.
And I try to tell folks it can be that easy if we just put it in action. And it wasn't anything extra. It's just what we do.
Right.
And it worked out for a student, and they're working now.
Now, something special going on now, National Career Development Month. Kind of talk about what's going on with that.
Yeah, one of our national agencies is the National Career Development Association, NCDA. They have designated every November as Career Development Month. So what happens across the world is everyone that's similar to me is we do some special things to get students prepared. We do it every day, but this is our month to kind of get out there. So what we did is kind of ramped up the programs that we're offering, the workshops that we have, the sessions that we're having. One of the new things that we're doing for our career chat, instead of me and my staff being the only ones there, we invited an employer in to actually sit in on the chat with us and help us with career development for our students. First time we've done that, and we did it for Career Development Month. LinkedIn workshops, transfer workshops. So we added a few more things to our normal repertoire to highlight National Career Development Month.
All right. What is this an open to the public type event, or is it just for students at IRSC, or how does that work?
We are open. We're primarily working for our IRSC students and alums. But like I said, if a community member walked into the office, we're going to give them some service. The virtual platforms are probably a little difficult for the community members because we do actually have links that we've sent out to our students. But if someone came in, we help folks that walk in. Okay. But most of the things we have for the month are for our students and the alums.
Okay. How does a student go about signing up for an appointment or getting engaged in this project?
We try to make it fairly simple. We have two different ways. We actually have an appointment scheduler in our database, and that's on our main website. Go to IRSC and it's Career Services. And the very top of that page, we have Make an Appointment. It says those words, Make an Appointment. Click there, you're in. And if you don't want to wait for an appointment with staff, which not everyone needs an appointment, we have a quick questions form right there as well. So if you have a question that take 2 minutes, fill that out, and then we call you right back same day. Okay. So you can do appointment tomorrow, because we don't do same day appointments. If you sign up today, you're doing one for tomorrow. But if you have a quick question or you don't want to wait till tomorrow, do the quick reference form. All of those are at the top of the CTS, Career and Transfer Services main webpage.
All right. And how does a business get engaged with your office? How do they go about getting that job posted with you?
Well, I would say they should just go through you, because you do a very good job of making sure they know how to get to it.
Yes, absolutely. I need some more calls in my office.
But no, the same answer is on the Career and Transfer Services page. We have an employer section, and there we talk about, it's called the College Central Network, is the software that we use, CCN. I'm going to change the name. So next time I come back, I'm going to have a new name for CCN. Okay. It's going to be the River Career Network.
I like it.
I just got to get that out there.
So bingo.
Fresh off the presses, I'm
you heard it here first.
That's right. Greg, go buy that. Go buy that domain name.
Riverconnect.com.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
But it's on our website. Our main site, it is employer section. They go there. It's a free service for them. They create a quick account. My staff will approve them after we do some checking, making sure they're legitimate, and we check them on Sunbiz. And then once they're there, they can post. And once they post, if they send me a quick email, we'll do a hot jobs campaign to students, faculty, staff, to let everyone know that there's new positions in the system.
Okay. All right, don't move,
okay.
Dr. Williams.
Got it.
We may circle back around to you to wrap us up, but again, as I said, hardest working guy. I'm telling you, the incredible work he's doing at Indian River State College. Again, stand out, and just it was so easy for us once we engaged with Dr. Williams to get that job posted, to find those applicants, and
that's
then you
a
get
great
someone
story.
That
is a great story.
Can't wait to promote that story. So I want to turn now to my good friend and standout CARES Act consultant, Mr. John Coleman. Again, welcome to the show, Mr. Coleman.
Well, thank you, Tom.
So, we've had this conversation a number of times. We've talked about it, but through the CARES Act, the original CARES Act that Congress appropriated some dollars to states, I think, I've said this a couple times. I think, Congress really did something right in that original CARES Act in terms of the distribution of the dollars. They didn't just say, well, let's give some dollars to the businesses. They said, let's give the business some funding, but you know what, these businesses are going to need some support. They're going to need some assistance. We're going to give them these dollars, but they're going to need some folks that can help them with strategies and consulting and advice to try to get them through this situation. So part of what they did in that original CARES Act was they gave some dollars for businesses, but they also gave the SBDCs a few bucks. And we were mandated with that additional funding, we were mandated to increase our consulting capacity. They wanted us to get out there, see more businesses, provide more hours. So the way to do that most efficiently was to bring in some consultants, and we were very fortunate in our center that we were able to bring in about 7, 8, 9 CARES Act consultants that really were incredible specialists in their fields. We've got a digital media specialist, Leanna Haig. We've got an HR specialist, Tom Epsky. So we were able to go out and get some specialists, and of course we were lucky enough to engage with Mr. Coleman, who has an incredible background in banking and finance, and that's so important as these businesses are struggling every day with cash flow issues and trying to refinance some debt. So we were lucky to get Mr. Coleman. So again, we're so appreciative that you're with us and with our team, and we appreciate the work you've done so far with our clients here across the Treasure Coast.
Well, it certainly has been a pleasure on my behalf in order to be able to work with you, Tom, and the clients up in Okeechobee County.
Yeah.
It has been an experience that I've forgotten about as I had been involved in the banking system out there. So now I have an opportunity to share my knowledge with those persons and assist them in being able to achieve their goals, I hope.
Yeah. No, it's great. And you've done a standout job for us. Just give us a little bit of your background, kind of your pathway into the financial services industry that you're currently in, and bring us up to speed to your to currently working with the SBDC.
Well, interesting enough, I go back more than 50 years in my career path. That career started in the banking system, ultimately went into the investment world, the insurance world, taxation, and of course I decided at some point in time about 30 years ago that I did not want to work for anybody else. I wanted to work for myself, and here I am.
Well, that's good. And so you had that banking background, banking experience, which is, again, such an important part of what SBDC clients and small business owners need is again, because as we know, it's really that access to capital that allows that business to expand and grow. They've got to have that access to capital.
Yeah, we've seen some interesting stories out there. People have, they just don't understand what is required of them in order to be able to obtain a loan. And in some cases, they have the experience, but they don't have the credit.
Right.
So these are things that I find myself wondering about. I'm particularly interested in trying to identify some type of micro loan program for
Right.
persons within the county in which I'm assigned to. I work out of a rural county, Okeechobee, and businesses are suffering as a result of not having access to capital.
Right. So, talk a little bit about your first couple of months with the SBDC. What are you seeing out there, and what if, again, there's not much we're going to teach an individual with your kind of experience, but are you seeing anything out there that's kind of shocked you at this point, that what's going on?
Well, truly, people just don't have access to capital, and they really need help. They don't fully understand the operations of the business. They've been doing it, but they don't fully understand it. And you need to take them by the hand and lay out some type of format for them.
Right.
And as a result of that, they're very thankful.
Right.
And I see results.
Right.
Do you work with a lot of ag people, or
I'm all over the board.
all over the place? Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
all over the board. As a result, yesterday I visited with a gentleman who operates a mobile lube company. He and his wife own it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he's unable to get a classification as to what type of business he's in. So therefore, he missed out on the CARES Act funds.
Oh, is he self-employed then, or
Well, he owns,
labeled
he
as
owns
such?
the business. It's a C corp.
Are you seeing something that we've seen with all these applications we've been working for the small business grant programs in the counties? So often, one of the major requirements in order to get one of these grants is to kind of be able to show and demonstrate the loss that COVID, the effect COVID's had on the business. So again, it should be a pretty simple process. You kind of run a P&L for 2019 and a P&L for 2020. You compare the two and you can show that you're down. But so often with a lot of these businesses, they're unable to really produce what we would think would be very basic and simple reports. Do you see that as an issue out there? A lot of folks not really understanding technology and how to run those financials for a small business operation?
I am seeing that. As a matter of fact, one of the tools that I use is QuickBooks, and I share with them how to use QuickBooks. And those that have taken to QuickBooks have shown a great deal of appreciation. The biggest problem is being able to meet the requirements of the banking system in order to obtain cash or capital. And not having access to accountants, they have not used them in the past. So now it's a matter of sharing with them how they can do it themselves for a very small investment.
You mentioned a key word, bankers. I know that even you and I have been in a couple of meetings with some bankers recently. You've been working with some clients to acquire a loan, to refinance loans. I mean, just because times are a little tough right now, the banks aren't letting up on requirements or backup documentation, are they? It's not getting any easier, is it?
No, it's not getting easier.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, it's as difficult as it was in the past, and even more so now, because bankers have some responsibilities to their investors and their stockholders. But at the same time, I do believe that there are situations out there where persons can obtain some type of a small business loan or perhaps a SBA related loan in order to be able to satisfy their needs. The biggest problem is being able to show clear financials.
Right.
And this is where I believe that QuickBooks in itself is a great tool.
Yeah.
How does this pandemic compare with 2008 and 9 for small businesses?
Well, I can tell you that I almost failed in 2009, but I was able to survive because it was my company, and I just could not let my baby die. So
We get that.
I
yeah.
did whatever I had to do.
Yeah, we've all been there. Yes.
We've all been there. Yeah. Yeah.
I would say that probably the same. The difference is that we're now talking about a virus versus a failing economy. And the virus in itself created a failing economy.
You've done some incredible work, and I know you've put in literally, hundreds of hours at this point. I've seen some of the work you've done. You've taken folks, tax returns. You're spreading their tax returns. You're creating financials to try to get them to the bank and do some things in terms of lending. But you've also learned. I mean, the SBDC has some incredible tools.
Oh yes.
Talk a little bit about, kind of your, introduction to some of the tools that are at the SBDC that small businesses can take advantage of.
Well, you have the SBDC aligning with the SBA, the 504 program,
Right.
which I believe is a great program for a client that I have right now who recently purchased a business and invested about $200,000 of his own cash in the business. Now has a loan on the business. He needs to now obtain additional cash in order to infuse into his business. And as a result of that, I'm looking at taking them to applying for an app on the SBA 504 program.
Right. Yeah, we've got the 504. I mean, we have access to the 7A program. I know, you've used some of our relationships with the district office. We've done some training with the SBA district office. So, again, being new to the SBDC, you've actually seen kind of the power of some of these resources. That
I really have. As a matter of fact, I was amazed because I have a background in brokering loans as well. I had a mortgage company for almost 20 years. And I'm seeing the same type of energy coming out of the SBA related programs that will be most helpful to those persons in business. The real key here is understanding it so as to determine whether or not you can fit those persons in a program that is going to work for them.
So again, and you've also talk a little bit about the business planning aspect, because again, your expertise is certainly in the finance and the banking and the access to capital area, but some of that work actually begins with building that very basic business plan. Where are we today?
A what?
Yes, I know. It's called a business plan, Greg.
Let me write that down.
That's
Okay.
right. Write that down and then call John Coleman. He will be happy to help you. But that's part of this too. I mean, the days of maybe the 30, 40-page dissertation, are kind of behind us. But every business needs to have that at least basic business plan connected to their financials. Talk a little bit about that.
I start with a lot of questions and getting to know the individual that I'm working with and knowing something about their business. As a result of that, I can then lay out my thoughts on paper and sit down with that person, discuss it with them. Then, of course, taking them to a different mindset. Instead of saying, I can't, well, let's see how we can make something happen. So this has been a very interesting process. The budgeting for the business itself. Oftentimes, people simply take cash out of the business and not knowing what their true income is, or whether they're hurting the business or not. As a matter of fact, today I did my workup on a case that I was visiting with yesterday, and the gentleman was not taking a salary. So now I'm saying to him, look, you have to take a salary in order to be able to care for your personal needs. In addition to that, you don't touch the cash and the cash register any longer. So these are the very simple things that are being done.
Right.
And you don't want to put out a full-blown business plan for these persons because they don't understand it.
Right.
What they understand is, I have so much money coming in, I'm going to earn so much money, and the rest of it is going to stay in my business. So when I get a rainy day, I have something to work with.
And I would think also a big part of what you're doing with these people is maybe helping them create some projections. I mean, are you helping them kind of say, all right, here's where we are today, and this is not good, but where could we be if we get a few things in place?
This
maybe
is
in
incorporated
2021?
into two programs that I was working on yesterday. And this is also incorporated in a program that I started working with a roofer on. They just don't understand. And so it's really involved sitting down with them and kind of taking them through baby steps. As a result of that, they can adapt to that and they understand that.
Right. Now, and I know you haven't been with the SBDC too long, but you've got, I know, knowing who you're working with and hearing your, reading the notes that you're working on with clients. I mean, you've got a couple of clients that you really, just like our story with Calvin and helping a client get a key employee hired. I mean, you've got some clients really on the verge of really closing on some big issues that really could help them. I mean, you've really taken some clients to the point where, you're about ready to either close a loan or refinance a loan. So I mean, you've really done some great work up to this point, and you're almost there with a number of clients.
We have one with a loan in excess of $400,000, and I believe that's going to close very shortly. The ratios work, the rate works, everything works. It's just a matter of getting through the underwriting. Now,
and that's going to save the client literally.
That's going to save
thousands of dollars in interest.
I think that's works out about $33,000 in savings.
Wow.
$33,000 is a lot of money to take out of expenses.
Right.
So it equates to profits.
Right.
That could very well be the difference between being able to make a profit in a year or to hire somebody else.
Right. Again, John, you really cannot say enough about your work with the SBDC. We were very fortunate to get you as part of this CARES Act consultant team. I know you've had a chance to kind of collaborate and work with others, and that's kind of what's really nice about this new group is that you have the finance capital access expertise, but if you recognize that a client might need some help with their digital media strategy, you can turn to somebody else and bring another team member in. How is the collaboration amongst the group?
I think it's great because I have referred one business to our procurement specialist, and this is to register this person's business as a MBE, and actually it's a WMBE.
Woman-owned.
Women-owned business.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's another situation where a gentleman is in trouble right now because he cannot access capital. However, his daughter is working with him, and part of the plan is to make your daughter 51% ownership,
right?
And you 49%. So get off the ego thing.
Bingo.
And get some contracts out there.
Right.
One I was with yesterday, same thing. Wife is 49%, he's 51%. I said to him, we can change this thing around rather quickly. All we need you to do is to now give up 2%. Your wife is going to be 51% and you 49%.
Right.
Therefore, you can get some contracts out there.
Right.
There's set-aside dollars out there.
Yeah. No.
That he liked.
Great point. Yeah. So again, John, we really appreciate what you're doing. You've brought a lot of expertise into the group. You're helping a lot of folks. You talked a little bit. You've sort of kind of found a niche for your skill set over in Okeechobee. So you're doing some work, but you'll see clients anywhere along the Treasure Coast that need your expertise. But we certainly appreciate you kind of taking on the Okeechobee market. We appreciate that. And appreciate.
I'm having fun.
Well, good. Well, that's good. Don't move, John. I want to come back. I'll come back to you in just a minute, but I want to turn back to Dr. Williams real quick as we kind of close in on the end of the show here. I do want to just one more time, I always want to remind folks, you've got this National Career Development Month, so it is kind of an issue that we want to highlight a little bit because it is time to kind of promote this whole career development issue. So again, talk a little bit about just the event that's happening this month.
We're grabbing our national association, and I'm happy to say we're doing some firsts here at IRSC. I believe this is the first time this school has actually celebrated National Career Development Month, so that's a first for us, and I'm excited about that. Things that we are doing is we're offering students, again, these are free services for them. Come in, let us look at your resume. Come in, we do mock interviews with you. We have some employers that are going to be doing virtual sessions with us to kind of help us with our development. And again, our new word for career development is career ready. Any competency that you need, that employers say they need students to have, we're working on those. So when students meet an employers, they see a job opportunity, they're ready to go. The resume has been looked at. They've had some mock interviews. They've done some networking. They've done practice interviews again. So the biggest push for this is that say it's National Career Development Month, and stress the importance, and also just kind of increase the opportunities we have to get in front of students, faculty, and staff.
And one of the things I always like to talk about when we talk to career and transfer services is really the amount of assistance and resources that you provide the students. I mean, you just covered them all, but I want people to really understand. I want potential students to understand that you're not just coming to class here. You're coming, you're learning, you're getting a degree, but then you're getting all this support at the end of that path.
Well, and I love to be here, and the only thing I'm gonna correct you for the first time. It shouldn't be at the end, and that's why we say career ready, because the mindset of our students is I'll graduate, then I'll come see you if I come see you. But we're trying to start promoting, don't wait. As soon as you get on campus, you need to start working on your resume, because that's a living document. You never know when you're going to meet someone and say, hey, I'm looking for somebody like you. Give me your resume.
Yeah, you're so right.
You don't have it. So that's the biggest push is I don't want our students to wait till the end.
Right.
I want them to wear us out, come work with us throughout their time. And when they go and start networking, that employer says, hey, I need a copy of your resume. It's not let me get it ready. What do you want me to send?
Great point. I'm glad you corrected
me.
me.
So
yeah,
that's where we're trying to get
Well, you're so
them.
right, because employers, like you say, they could ask you at any time, not just at the end. They could say, let me see a resume.
Right.
And you want that ready.
One of my mentors said, you're always networking, even if you don't know it. So I would rather have a resume ready to go than, hey, hold on, let me go get this ready. Give me 2 weeks.
No, that's right. Yeah, 2 weeks is a lifetime when,
if you're hired immediately. So,
that's right.
But yeah, career ready is our term, and we want them to start on day one.
All right. So in closing, tell us how they get in touch with you. How does someone, especially an employer, how do they get engaged with you?
The easiest way for an employer, again, my general number is 772-462-7470. That goes directly to our front desk. You can also get us at careerservices@irsc.edu. That's just a quick generic email you can. And if you're looking for me specifically, even though my name is Calvin Williams, my email is lwillia1@irsc.edu.
And I do want to point out, too, that in the last edition of Treasure Coast, most recent edition of Treasure Coast Business, there he is, right there.
Oh my goodness!
That's a really good article.
Right.
We appreciate that. Thank you for getting us out there.
Well, you can autograph that for us, huh?
That's right. All right, so Mr. Coleman, you're gonna take us home here. Again, I cannot thank you enough for all you've done, and you're going to continue to do it. The CARES Act funding runs through 2021, so you're going to be with us for a while, so people will have access to your skill set and your knowledge. How does one get in touch with the SBDC, and then maybe move on to get in touch with you?
Contact Katie at 772-336-6285 and mention my name.
That's right.
John Coleman.
That's
one
right.
thing I forgot to mention.
Yes, sir.
With regards to workforce readiness, that is one of the areas that I'm hearing concerns about in Okeechobee County. There's not enough people to handle the type of work that's available in Okeechobee.
Yeah, that's a good point. Dr. Arnold, or Dr. Williams, yes.
Well, the I can't even script this. I'll be at the Dixon Henry campus in the morning to talk about.
Was that a setup? Did you guys plan that?
I don't know, because it was like I'm gonna do this tonight and get up in the morning, and I'm headed to Okeechobee to sit down, because we have CTS staff on all campuses. I'm going to plug that. I'm actually going to sit down with Maria Johnson tomorrow, and we're going to talk workforce. We're going to talk with Heartland to see what else we can do. So I did not script that, but I'm going to Okeechobee.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Catch up with you one of those days that I'm up there.
Okay, good.
Listen, I said it at the beginning of the broadcast. I mean, two of the hardest working gentlemen along the Treasure Coast, certainly two of the hardest working gentlemen at Indian River State College. I really do appreciate what both of you are doing because it's absolutely critical, and it is valuable work that both of you are doing for the business community and for our workforce across the Treasure Coast. So we do appreciate your efforts and all that you're doing in terms of business assistance and workforce readiness and assistance.
And thank you for always helping us out. I appreciate everything you do.
Well, listen, it makes sense, and I just love the fact that you made a presentation not too long ago to the SBDC team, and all of a sudden, within a couple of weeks, it worked.
We got a good process, and it's working. So thank you.
Yes. All right, and Mr. Coleman, thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, and appreciate all you're doing for all the clients across the Treasure Coast, specifically your work with our clients over in Okeechobee. So with that, we will bring to close another segment and installment of Small Biz Florida. As always, you can find out more about what's going on with business assistance and training by visiting that IRSCbiz.com. That's IRSCBIZ.com site. You can always click on that events calendar icon up there and see all the training programs that are going on. As Mr. Coleman told you, you can contact Katie Muldoon at 772-336-6285. And Katie will tell you how you can engage with an SBDC consultant like Mr. Coleman.
The executive producer of Small
Oh,
Biz
that's right.
Florida.
Sorry, forgot to mention her title. Yes, she's also the executive producer of this show. I want to thank Katie for all she does on this show. And thank our partners here at WPSL and WSTU, Carol and Greg Wyatt. And with that, we will talk to you next Thursday on Small Biz Florida.
You've been listening to Small Biz Florida on WPSL, Port St. Lucie, WSTU, Stewart. On TuneIn, Alexa, and Google Home worldwide.